Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. My name is Hani. I am a founder and creator over at hanyalas.com. I'm a self-taught cookie decorator, and today I'm going to show you how to make friendship bracelet cookie requested by Jen. Hi, Jen. How is it going? Thank you for being here. I'm going to quickly go over into the comment section. Just want to say hello to everyone, and we're just gonna wait a couple minutes before everyone joins in. So hi, Carla. Hello, Heather, to beautiful sunny Chattanooga. I'm so glad it cleared up for you. I remember, I think last week it was really rainy. Hello to Michigan. Wow, I spent some time in Michigan. Hello, hello. Hello, Colleen. Long Beach, California. How is the weather in California? I'm just curious. Hello, Alaska. Nice. Hi, June. Everybody's having sunny day, so that's wonderful. Hello, Chanotai. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. And hello to Temecula, California. So thank you for being here, everyone. Oh, and we have Switzerland International. So today I'm gonna do, let me just bring up my, where is it? I'm gonna do bracelet cookies. I've seen these. I think they emerged maybe even a couple of years ago, or maybe last year. I was so hesitant to make them because everybody was making it, and I'm not really into following all the trends. I'm usually like a year behind. So Jen suggested these in her email, and so I wanted to give them a try. Hello to Omaha. And hello to Mexico as well. And also we have, oh, you have 72 degrees. Very nice. Hola. Oh, here we go. Hello, hola. And also Angie. Hi, Angie. So good to see you. So I finally gave in, and we're going to do these cookies. Now I watched, I have to say, I watched several tutorials because there are already tutorials on how to do these online, but I wanted to test what would work for me the best. And so I will show you or share with you basically 3 ways, I guess, how to make these. And my favorite way as well, that I think it's the most efficient and like neatest way, I think, at least what I think. So, okay, I just want to say hello to Colleen, or not, Caitlin. And then hello to Floresita. Hola. All right. So first of all, we're gonna be doing all these bracelet cookies that have a lot of beads, right? They're basically little beads that you can put together. You thread them, and so main idea is to create the message or the name or whatever you want to convey with your bracelet. So I decided to convey a message, I'm enough, because I think it's really important these days, especially in the era of social media that kind of makes us feel like we are not enough. I don't know if you are feeling that way when you are scrolling mindlessly, but sometimes there's a lot of comparison going on, and then we feel like, I don't know, everybody is having a wonderful time because everybody posts pictures of themselves, you know, either having a birthday party or vacation and so on. So we feel like our life is not adequate. But so I wanted to convey that with the cookies. That it's not, it is enough. Sorry, that it is enough, that I am enough. And so let me go ahead and get started with the beads. For the beads, actually, before I get started, oh, let me catch a breath. Hello. I also, just like always, those of you who are new to the live stream, I released newsletter that's all about the live stream. And today I decided to include templates for the beads They are free. All you have to do is sign up for the newsletter. Link is in the PDF. I'm going to grab a link so I can put it into, or you can just sign up. Here we go. I'm just gonna do this. Here we go. If you don't want to. Hello to Pennsylvania. Oh, Miss PA, lived there for 20 something years. So here in the comment section, yes, I agree. You can put any message you want on the bracelet. Yes, absolutely. You can put Monet. I mean, it just really anything goes, right? I mean, hopefully something nice. So in the comment section, there is a link to it's a sign up form where once you sign up, you will receive a free template or the transfers. There are 3 different sizes. You'll see these are very simple to make, and so I will be sharing those with you today. You'll see what they look like in a second. Let me just grab the PDF. So the PDF is located in the coffee shop. That's my template shop. Hey, Judy. So nice to see you. It's been a while. Hello, hello. So in the PDF, as you see on the screen, it's basically clickable page where you can click on images and text. It will take you to the location, for example, tools. You'll find all the tools there. These are all located on Amazon. And also, I just released a new blog post, Princess Crown Cookies. That's a step-by-step tutorial with pictures that you can find on the blog. Okay, so let me take this off so we can get started finally. All right, so let me bring up my screen. All right. Oh, wrong. Let me pause this. This is not my screen. Okay, okay, here we go. Remove. All right, now here we go. So the templates that you're going to get, they are similar to this. It's just 1 page per size. So these are just what you see here were my initial templates. I'll show you what they look like once I have my camera here. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating the beads basically. So I'm using ivory icing, and you can make these beads in variety of sizes. The ones that you see here, they are very tiny. And these I would recommend only using with certain applications. So I'll share that later. And I'm using ivory, and then we are going to spray them with, or dust them, I should say, instead of painting individually with gold. I'm going to use gold luster dust pump spray, so or spray pump. So it's really easy to use, and the coverage is wonderful. So if you want to add some shimmer to your beads, you can use this, and it will really elevate the design. So the only thing is you have to pipe a lot of these beads. So these can be made ahead of time, and then you can just pop them on your cookies. So this is the spray, and it's loaded with powder edible gold luster dust. So you can just spray these. You have to do these while they are wet. Once they are dry, it won't stick. And drying time, it's these are very, very small. So maybe an hour or so, maybe give it 2 hours just to be sure that they are fully dry. Now I decided to do it this way instead of piping individual beads on the cookies. You have to wait for the beads to kind of crust before you can pipe the adjacent bead next to it, so they don't kind of blend together. So if I have all the beads ready, I can do it anytime I want. I've seen most cookie tutorials for the bracelets using sprinkles. Now, I love sprinkles, and I am going to use some sprinkles today. But that being said, I can't imagine having a full bracelet made out of sprinkles because they are kind of hard, unless you're using sprinkles that you can bite through. If they're really hard, I find that not very appetizing, I have to say. So you would have to advise maybe your customer to take them off so they don't accidentally chip their tooth. Now, the product that I'm using here, this is edible jewel dust. It's and I'll show you in a second. It's a similar product to diamond dust. So if you don't have this particular product, this is a pink jewel dust. So you can just use diamond or diamond white, which is basically like a pearl kind of pearl luster dust, but in a shimmering form. So you can use that if you don't have pink. And then I option for darker pink as well. And you can see this consistency, it's not super fluid. I want to kind of avoid having issues with cratering. So I would say like a soft piping consistency around there. If you see any spikes on your dots, you could just use a scribe tool and just kind of agitate the very top with the tip of a scribe tool, and it will flatten it before you dust it. Now, you don't have to, obviously, you don't have to dust these with anything. You can just use them as they are. But I just find that little shimmer goes a long way. And it's not too time consuming to apply the dust. Okay, so this particular one, this is a brand, Jewel Dust by Confectionery Arts. They don't have an applicator, or there is nothing there, so I have to use a brush. And the particles are quite, like, it's not like luster dust. Particles are a bit bigger. So you would have to use, I don't know if you can use it with the pump though. And then you can, like I said, you can make different sizes, right? So once you're done making all the little beads, you let them dry, and then you can just remove them from the acetate. Now I have my template in acetate. I'm using protector sheet. This protector sheet ideally should be smooth. Don't get the bumpy ones. And then you can pipe on acetate, or if you don't have acetate, you can just use parchment or even wax paper works. Once these are dry, simply just remove them from your backing material, and then you can just put them wherever you're going to want to store them, in a little bowl or somewhere there, and then you can use them once you're ready to make the cookies. All right, so I think this is like the most important. Well, we are going to have to make the white beads, and I will show you how to do that in a second. Those are really fun to make. So like I said, you can make a variety of sizes, but I will show you that the very, very tiny ones are probably best to use just with certain application. All right. So we got this out of the way, really important. And now I'm just going to switch. Let's see if I can switch this. All right, and bring up my camera. All right, there, I did it. All right. So this is the template that you will get. It's a free template, so you have different sizes, right? Instead of doing actual circles, I think this works really well because you see you have the borders there, so you can just do the piping there. So these are the very, very tiny ones. If you wanted to do those, this is kind of like a medium, and these are going to be for the letters. So to do the letters, we're going to be using white icing. Now you can use other colors, but I think I mostly seen the letters in white. And don't be shy to ask any questions. If you have a question, I'll be happy to answer it to the best of my knowledge. So before I get started, I think this is a bit too bright, so let me adjust that. All right. So I've got parchment here, and I'm just going to cut some strips. And these don't have to be that large. So I see, Judy, sorry I missed it. What type of paper did you pipe the transfers on? It's not really a paper. So you see, I've got my, let me just take it out. This is the template, right? It's just printed on paper, and this is protector sheet. It's a classic standard protector sheet. I like to just pipe directly on protector sheet. If you don't have protector sheet, you can take piece of parchment and you can place it over like this, and you can do the same thing. The only thing is this might be sliding, so you can tape it and then it won't slide as you are piping, and then let it kind of dry flat on tray or just flat surface. All right, so I've got my white icing here. And now we're going to make the letter beads. Oh, my pleasure. All right, so let me just trim this. Okay. Now let's see if this is going to be big enough. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So these okay, so these letter beads, I'm going to do them as transfers, okay? So first I'm going to do them as transfers, and I'll show you another option that you can also use, another way, another technique. I'm not really worried about that little spike that is at the very, very top. It's okay. We're going to flatten these. Okay, so you would continue. You can do 2 rows at a time, but I would probably either skip or pipe the dot here, but you might want to skip. Okay, so then you take your parchment and then you place it on the top, and then very gently you go with your finger and you flatten each little dot that you just piped. So ideally your icing shouldn't be too runny. If it's too runny, they're just gonna go flat. So you want to just keep them at certain width. I don't know if you can see that. Something like, can you see? I think you can see, all right? And after this, you have to let it dry, all right? So this is how you can prepare the base for the for the lettering, for the letters. All right, so luckily I've got some here. Okay, let me just get this out. And these I did on my prototype template. So basically I let these dry overnight, and then all you have to do is remove the parchment, and you can reuse these parchment pieces. Super easy to do. Okay, so now we've got the base for the letters. Now if I could just find my, okay, I can use this. So this is super simple to remove, or you can just, oops, they're gonna be running. These little discs are, okay. You get the idea, you can remove them. Okay. So this is done. I'm going to, okay, do I have a little tray where I can put them on? Okay. Let's get these here, and I'm just going to put them here with the rest of the beads. All right, so this is one way you can do this. And then, yeah, I think she's the one who inspired the whole bracelet cookie phenomena. All right, so let me bring up this my other screen here so we can see what I was talking about. So another way you can do it, you can ice your cookies, and I'm using, this is about a 3-inch round cookie. Well, not about, it is a 3-inch round cookie, and I'm using my standard flat consistency 15 15 second or 10 to 15, you can use second consistency. And we're going to ice, and then I'm going to let the icing dry. And then we're going to create beads directly on the cookie once the icing dries. Now I find that this way, this way it's the most consuming way, most time consuming way, but you just have to see which way you prefer. So use your scribe tool, smooth the icing, and I use teal color to color my icing. It's a teal straight from a bottle by Emery Color brand. All the details are also in the PDF file that's in the coffee shop. And let me just grab that link again. And there you can also find those free templates. So once it dries, I created a smaller template so I know, so I have my bracelet in a perfect circle. And so I'm using my scribe tool. And now what you can do, you can use the same white icing I just used for the letter bead, the beads to make the letters. Thank you, Judy. And then you have to have your kind of design partially already figured out in your head. So between the first and the second dot, there's gonna be another like a bead. So that's why there's a gap. Okay, and we're going to practice the same thing. We're going to put piece of parchment on top and very gently, very, very gently. You just want to flatten the top so you can write the letters there. Yes, it's like yes, exactly, Heather, exactly. Thank you for explaining that much better than I did. Yes, exactly. So it's basically you, I can't remember the distance is what I did, but it's basically like, exactly. It's like a writing paper, like with lines, but the lines are differently spaced out. So you use the line as a border, so where you can see if you are at the border, your bead is done. So instead of doing little rounds, I think this is just works really well. And if you can make it any size you want. So thank you. So now we're just going to very gently, you don't want to like squish it so it's flat. You just want to flatten it just so you can write on it. And then again, you have to let it dry. So this is where the inconvenience for me comes in place, because you have to let it dry once for the first layer and then second time for the second layer. Although this second layer, it's not going to take full 8 hours, but it will take some time before you can write on the white beads with the marker. Okay, so once it dries, you can just remove it, and there you can add all the remaining beads on there. Okay, so let me remove this. And how come when I pipe little dots, I usually get a peak on the top of the dot? It doesn't seem to flatten on the top. Well, this is just because the icing is slightly thicker. If your icing is like piping consistency, it will probably have a little peak on the top. So maybe you need to experiment with adding just maybe a few more drops of water to your icing. Or you can also use a scribe tool and use the tip of the tool and just very kind of gently agitate the top. I usually use what I call sewing motion, where you're going just up and down, and that usually does the trick. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to show you my favorite way, and then I'll also finish the cookie that you just saw, adding it after the base layer dries. Okay. So let me take this. Okay. All right. So I also wanted to address something, because I was very worried. So let me just grab here again. Here it is. Oh no, here it is. All right. I was very worried that the green would seep through and it would bleed into the white. okay, because it's darker than white. But I think because the beads are quite thick, so that didn't happen. But I wanted to make sure that it doesn't happen with other colors. So I tested it with red and also royal blue. And it seems like it's okay to do dry on wet application, meaning adding dry beads or dry royal icing onto the wet base. I'm not sure if it would work with black. That I didn't try, but with these colors, it seems to be working okay. So there was no bleeding, which is really good. Okay. So I'm going to take a plain cookie and we're going to, oh, before we get started, I wanted to show you something else. Before you do the dry on wet application, it's ideal to have a design in place. Okay, so if you need to, you can do this with some beads. So but what I did, I took my cutter and I traced it. Why is this changing? Okay. I took the cutter and I traced the outline, right? And so then I took this smaller round and I just traced it on there. The only thing when you're doing dry on wet, you can't really use a scribe tool and scratch the surface. So you have to trust your instincts that you're going to make a good enough circle. Okay, so, and then I would suggest making a kind of like a template bracelet. So when you're doing the dry on wet, so you can quickly place your beads on there. So you can see I'm hoping to use 2 hearts between I, M, and then enough. Okay, and then you're also going to need tweezers. These are very important. So I'm using, these are sewing tweezers. So you can comfortably pick up your beads. All right. Let me just get these beads. Oh, I know another thing. Getting sidetracked here. So remember I was telling you about like these are very tiny. You see how tiny these are? These are so small. So I also made obviously here are bigger ones. So for the dry on wet application, it's perfectly fine to use the small ones. You can just drop them on. If you're using dry on dry, for example, here, to attach it, you have to add icing on here. And the line that you're going to add, it needs to be thick enough so the beads stick to it. So these small beads are not going to really work unless maybe you could also use nonpareil sprinkles if you wanted to if you are in a hurry, you could use nonpareil sprinkles and just leave the message. But for these, like I'm gonna show you here, right? So this was added after the base dried. So you can actually see some of the white icing that I used as the glue on top of the teal, right? I don't know if I'm making sense. Please let me know if I'm making any sense, if you are getting what I'm trying to say. All right. I've got my teal here. I'm just going to cut the bag. Have the tweezers ready, my design. Hopefully, yeah, it's here. Let me switch the cookie. I think this one is nicer. All right. Okay, Colleen gets it. Thank you. Because sometimes I know I speak in circles or I talk in circles. So it's like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but hopefully most of you do. Okay, I think this is good. All right. Okay. So now it's time to start adding the beads. So like I said, you have to just eyeball it. Like don't like focus on that you're placing it wrong. So we're just gonna try to aim for a circle. So this is the first bead, right? Then I want to have a heart here or something else. So I need to keep a distance there. So I'm gonna keep a bit of a gap, and then placing my second one here. And I just have them here. I just have the beads here, and I'm just picking them up. Oops, this one. So this is the message I am. Now we're going to keep gap here. And you see I'm already turning here. So and now I need six beads. Or 6 discs, I should say. These don't look like beads at all. See, so if you do this, oh, this one has a bit of a gap, so I can still kind of move it. And I need 2 more. I would like to know what are you going to put on your cookies? What message? Hey, Jeremy, how is it going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I've got the message going on. Now we have to add the bead. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get the tiny bead, tiny gold ones, because I love those. See, if you're doing this dry on dry, you're not really going to be able to use these tiny ones. But if you want to hurry up, you could also just use nonpareils. I think those will work as well. Okay, let's get some bigger beads. These are the ones with the dust, with the shimmering dust, which is really nice. Maybe we can add some pink ones. Like I said, you can just use sprinkles if you prefer. But I have to say, I really like the look of these beads, and they are not as hard as sprinkles, so which is great. The only issue I have is with picking them up. Sometimes it gets tricky. But these tweezers are excellent, I have to say. Oh, let's do the gold one, big gold one. Okay. I think I've got one. Thank Mocha Masters. Thanks for being here. All right, and I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to finish this one. I think we can fit in the small one, hopefully. No, I need to put bigger one there. All right. Let's see. Let's do the pink one. This one will work. All right. So that's how you can do dry on wet. Okay. Now, if you want to do dry on dry, what you have to do in this case is you have to introduce icing to your already dry icing, so you can glue your beads or your sprinkles, whatever you're using. And I find that doing this in section helps because your icing doesn't crust. You can just glue them on like so. The only thing is, if I was to use the really tiny ones, these are the tiny ones, sure, you can use them, but then like the white icing kind of, it just oozes out from underneath because they're so small. Okay. So let's get, I'm gonna get this gold here. And maybe this one. Okay, and then you would just continue around. Ideally, I like when it's like mirroring, so I would add 2 pink ones, 2 gold ones, and so on, and until I would meet somewhere in the middle or whatever. Okay, now to add the mess, oh, and here you would also add a small, I don't think I can fit a heart there, so let's see what we can fit in there. So you need a dot there. And maybe I can fit in this. Yes, 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 or no? No. That's the thing. You have to make the gaps big enough so you can then add a sprinkle in there. Yeah, I don't think I could actually. I think the gap here, it's too small. Can you believe it? It's too small. This gap here, it's too small to put any of these in there. Maybe I could put the gold one, but small gold one, but I'm not sure how it's going to look because it's going to just. Oh, I can't even do that one. Ah, yeah. So, but the icing is underneath. All right. Clean that up. All right. So then you would finish that off with your lovely design. And here I've got some that are already dry. This is dry. This is dry on dry, and this is dry on wet. So I don't know if you can tell the difference, but dry on wet, it's fully kind of submerged in, not fully, it's partially submerged in there. So it's kind of like if you are going to ship these would probably do better in shipping because these, I don't know, like I mean, a royal icing is pretty, I mean, it's sturdy, like it's not going anywhere. So once it dries, it's okay. But I just prefer look of this one. And to write the letters, an excuse to, or sprinkles. Yes, that is. But these are actually piped. I didn't really use any of I only used my heart sprinkles that I have here. But rest of it, it's royal icing because I didn't want the whole thing to be super hard on teeth. And to write the message, you can use edible marker. This is a pretty standard marker, dual tip. Rainbow dust, black marker. I love this marker. So I'm going to be using a fine tip. And we're just going to write directly like on the white discs. Oh no, that's wrong. I do hoard. You have no idea. I have a whole closet of sprinkles. I was so tempted to use them because it will be wonderful. I have flowers of stars, but like the stars are so hard that you would have to literally kind of scrape everything off if you wanted to eat it. Yeah, maybe one of these days I will show my my sprinkle. I have a closet basically. I have a closet for sprinkles. So that's that. So let me back up a little bit. Thank you, Judy. The only thing that I kind of I have to say dislike about the dry on wet is the perfection of the circle. That it's for me anyway. It's very hard to achieve because when doing the dry on wet, you don't have, unless maybe if you have a projector, you can do that. You can project your circle and then you can just pop them on there. But otherwise, I mean, it is pretty close. It's just a bit smaller, I find. Okay, so this is the idea of making. This is just the whole idea of how you can make these lovely bracelet cookies. Yes, I have a closet. Yes, yes. Oh, you don't have the nerves to do dry on wet. Yeah, I totally yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. It's just yeah, time wise, I think it doesn't take as much time to make the cookies, because you can just pop them on and they are done, and you just have to add the message. But I totally understand if you don't want to spend if you have a hard time adding it on wet icing. But that's an option. So you have a couple of options how to do these. You can, like I said, you can make the discs ahead of time, and that's what we did, or you can do them after your icing dries and just add them where you want to add the message. You could also do the same thing if you wanted to maybe make a banner or something like that, maybe for birthdays, and you can add that on your cookie as well with the similar technique, same technique basically, using the white or other color and then pushing it down with parchment a little bit and letting it dry. I missed how you did the circle for dry on wet, that you could follow the line. I think you mean, let me just see. I think you mean this one, right? This. So icing is dry. It's fully dry. I used a small cardstock round that I trace the circle on there, and then I'm using white icing here, and then we're gonna use parchment paper, and very gently. You don't want to push on hard on these. You want to have a bit of a like thickness of there should be some thickness. They shouldn't be flush with the base. So just very gently, you just want to flatten that top. And then let them dry. These don't take that long to dry, a couple hours, and then you can peel the parchment off and you can add rest of your beads and the message and so on. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. And here we go. Yes, the tweezers are absolute must. I have them in. Oh, hi, Kathy. Had to refresh my screen. Facebook video. Oh, Facebook. It's always something wrong with Facebook. Why is that happening? I'm glad that you were able to resolve it. Oh, Byron, thank you so much. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. It's actually also my birthday, so thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm hoping actually go to the beach over the weekend, just to kind of enjoy the sun and the sea. Oh, placing. You meant for the placing. I'm not following. You mean after? Oh yeah, that's true. Another option is to add the beads, add your letter beads after, and that would be just like these. You would just glue them on. Just add the icing, and then glue them on. Maybe I can just demonstrate quickly, but I guess that's what you mean. So let me just quickly. Okay, and then you add, right, and then you pick up the white bead and you just put it on like so. Is that what you meant? I hope. So you have three options. You can do dry on wet. You can do you can pipe the beads directly on your cookie, or you can glue the already pre-made beads on your cookie. So you have several options. So you can I think she means adding dry dots to the wet icing. Oh, you just literally, I mean, they're here. It's here. So you take. I can't really do it now because it started to crust. If I touch it now, it will develop hairlines. So you take your bead. Try to take it by the top edge. Try not, like, if you can, and then you just drop it. You drop it where you want it. The only thing is, once you drop it, you can still somewhat like move it. But if you drop it here and you want it here, you're better off picking it up and using a new bead and putting it there. Okay. All right, everyone. Oh, happy birthday, Judy. So you are Pisces as well. Happy birthday. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Jen, for suggesting. Oh, and I completely forgot. I have so many things to share still. So I wanted to show you last week. I forgot to share Jen's beautiful cookies. Let me remove my screen. So let's go ahead and do that. So I love these. These are beautiful for so many different occasions. I love little rosettes in the middle. Beautiful work. These are, I believe, for Valentine's Day, but hearts are great for all different occasions, I think. I love your leopard design there. Very nice. And also very timely St. Patrick's cookies, St. Patrick's Day cookies. That is in a few days. These must have taken a while, I think, because I see your outline. You did it twice, and that's a really nice detail. I like that very much. And Karen also, I don't think Karen is here today, but she sent me these lovely tea party cookies. I love the roses. I think they are wet on wet, beautiful work. And also, I think these are stenciled, the hearts. And Sally, I think Sally is also out of town, but she is bringing these to her sister. And also these, aren't they gorgeous? I wish I had a close-up of the bottom ones, but I really don't have a close-up. Okay, and also a reminder, a new tutorial on the blog. This is an updated version of my, I can't even think, many years ago I made these. So these were on the blog and I updated them with these cookies. And here, okay, maybe here you'll see. So this is a close-up of dry on wet application where I dropped my dry beads on the wet icing. See how, I mean, I really love the way it looks. Nothing is showing underneath. Thank you, Jen. Yes. Yes, we do. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's a pleasure to kind of see you, even if we don't really see each other, but it's really nice to see you in the comment section. Thank you so much for your support. And I will be back next week. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing yet, but it will be definitely cookie related. So I will see you then. Bye, everyone.